Yeah, no, like I said, as far as the channel goes,
Empty roads in twilight dark, shadows whisper, feel the spark. Lonely paths the woods can hide, ghosts of memories side by side. Moonlight breaking through the trees, whispering winds, a gentle breeze, silent echoes from the past. Footsteps fade, but echoes last. Moonlight breaking through the trees, whispering winds, a gentle breeze, silent echoes from the past. Footsteps fade, but echoes last. Ghosts of the backwoods calling now, lost in the night, they twist and shout. Echoes of time never fade away, in the backwoods they will stay. Ancient songs from voices old, stories of hearts that once were bold. Deep in the forest, secrets lie, hidden tears that never dry. Flickering lights in shadows roll, backwoods whispers lead me home. Silent specters dance and play, guiding through the night of day. Moonlight breaking through the trees, whispering winds, a gentle breeze, silent echoes from the past. Footsteps fade, but echoes last. Ghosts of the backwoods calling now, lost in the night, they twist and shout. Echoes of time never fade away, in the backwoods they will stay.
all right. Let's see how it seems. Look. Alright, let's do comic shop. Pick up. What did we pick up? So this was on my pull list. Kind of already bent up a little bit. September's Vampiress Carmilla magazine, Haunting at the Witching Tree. The main story. So that. This was on my poll. The 2026 annual. I think I got the 2025 annual too. I think I was collecting this back then. And then 2 pickups from bin diving. Yeah, that's gonna ruin that, so let's take it out. 1 bin diving pickup. Dark Horse Comics, Lady Baltimore. One of 2, so a short. Daughters of Medusa. I don't even know when this. When was this published? Is this an older one? No, number 1 is May of 2025. So, Lady Baltimore, Daughters of Medusa. That was a bit dive. And then this, I think, is an alternate cover of Lilith from Vault. Number 4. Corin Howell's Lilith. Kind of black, white, and red. Interior art. I got a couple. I don't know if I got 1 through 4 or not, but anyways, there's a comic shop pick up for the last trip anyways. All right, because it's after dark. This is a bag of hat pins from my local antique shop. Let's see what we got in it. Olympic National Park. See if that's going to focus. Some type of ribbon. Raz! Oh, so I pick up these bags of like random hat pins or tack pins and stuff from the local antique shop. What does that say? I love being Irish, so not really Irish. And so it's, since I'm kind of doing an after dark stream and not truly a coin stream, I'm going to do some coins a little bit here, but a little circle of kids. V1116 December 92 wreck. That must be commemorating a train wreck? That might be kind of interesting. Geez, I don't know what this is. What does that say? OLFA. That goes this way. Once a year, everyone is Irish. Yeah, that's true. OLFA. I don't have any idea what that pin is referring to. Hey, a witch pin. That is kind of cool. We'll keep that. We like, obviously we're a fan of witches and zombies, and so that's kind of a win. I'm thinking that wreck pin might be a win. A little red lobster. These bags are just kind of cool. I just thought these bags were cool, you know, for 15 bucks. A pin that says, I feel like this. That's kind of cool. What have you been up to, Raz? Wildlife Forever, 19, I think that says 98. A bald eagle on it. Kind of cool. Probably keep that one. A flag, American flag, and a Canadian flag, NASB NABA. I don't know what that stands for. NABA. It's probably not a save. A little pink heart. Just a heart. American flag. A number 2. Watching basketball and football games. College. I don't really follow any of the collegiate stuff. That is a that's a logo, but I don't remember what it's from. My son follows Michigan football. Little angel. Looks like diamonds. It's not diamonds, obviously. I do like watching the women's NCAA games, though. I just think it's a better game to watch than the men's half the time. Unless you're watching UConn. There's a Better Homes and Gardens. This is actually a terrible camera for this. I'm going to try to switch this up a little bit. We're going to go to the coin cam. There we go. Much better. Much better. So Better Homes and Gardens. We don't really care about that. Here's one still in a package. FCCLA Leadership Academy. Engage. I don't know what that is. They're just so good. I mean, they're so good. Here's a little cherub. We'll go back to the ones I pulled aside. There's the witch pin. Kind of cool. Here's this one that apparently is about a train wreck back in December of '92. I feel like this. And then I set the eagle one, Wildlife Forever, aside. I think I'll probably hang on to that one. I went back earlier today and watched them play Utah. It was the game from a day or so ago. I quit watching at halftime. Yeah, this view is much better for pins, just as it is for coins. Norwegian Sun Latitude Awards. No idea. Here is a piece of pizza that looks like a zombie. It might be a Halloween one. Another little cherub. I went through a bag of these earlier today actually, and got a lot of cherubs. A cat looking up at, oh, that's a mouse up in the corner there. My daughter probably would take that. Oh yeah, Gino, he's a heck of a coach. Solitude, Utah. When I was doing coaching of a junior rifle team, I did it from about 2000 to, I gave it up in 2016, so did it for about 16 years. I actually read quite a bit on him and stuff, and kind of used some of his philosophies and stuff. I think he's probably one of the best sports coaches in a lot of sports. That's isn't that a vehicle emblem? I don't know. I think it's, I don't know what it's from. And just a diamond of fake, obviously. But yeah, Gino knows what he's doing. Jesus. We're going to go through this, and then we're going to do some other things tonight. And just hang out for a while. Do some coin stuff. Mount Rainier Avalanche Lily. That must just be the company. I'm going to continue buying these bags for as long as the antique shop puts them together or offers them. Just kind of getting back into streaming a little bit, Raz. How's audio and visual and all that stuff? It seems like everything's on point tonight. Was tied up with hunting for quite a while. 2009, 2010 Morrison Ward Hospital or something. I have no idea what this is. Spring Chiminot. Wear them on your stash. Now I gotta start dumping a little bit. Alright, so there's the empty bag. What am I looking at here? That's a fish in a bowl of something? Or there's some kind of design in the middle there, and it's a wall behind it? I don't... Who knows? That's a very odd one. Champagne bottle. I don't know what way this is supposed to go. Maybe that way? Maybe that way? I don't know what it's supposed to be. Another one of those twos. AMA. Huh. That's actually kind of a nice American flag. A very small something that broke off. Attitude. That is a retro American flag. You can always kind of tell that one's like faded. Yellow flag. Got that yellowness to it. Little angel. Well, maybe it's not supposed to be an angel. Those are leaves, not wings. I don't know. A pink ribbon. This, I believe, is probably more of a tie clip than anything else. Two little, they look like lead feet. International Union Allied Industrial Workers of America. Chartered August 26, 1935. Somebody's retired pin. Got a flower. Down to the last couple. I love Jesus. An angel. A star consultant. I don't think I... Oh, yeah, I did that one. Bird. Heart. Stitches or something. Might be a medical one or something. Another little cherub. And the last one is going to be... What flag is that? Is that France? I don't know. Alright, so there's the bag of... Or the last bag that I bought of pins. I'll give my daughter the opportunity to go through those. Sure, she'll take some. All right. Since I got this camera up, a roll of wheat pennies from the antique shop. I'm guessing there is going to be nothing in this, so we'll just kind of hunt them first. 1939 Philly. And then the next one is a 55. So I'm almost guessing this 39 was seated at the top, and the majority of this roll is going to be 50s and 40s now. We'll give them just quick looks. I'm just going to unroll them and take from the top. 52. 57. Is that an error on the top? Maybe a little... No, not really. It looks like just discoloration. So, how right am I going to be that that 39 was on the top to get you to buy it, and the rest of them are going to be the most common ones you can get? .48, kind of cool toning to it, cool color. Probably wasn't worth $8, I'm guessing. 44. Maybe we'll find an error, cool lamination error or something. Who knows? These will eventually have to go under the scope. Here's a decent looking one. 58. Still got a little shine to it. $45. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit different than a 40. We'll give it the hit just because it's not one I expected to get. Yeah, the 43 copper. 56. $34 Philly. I don't really know Mali national flag? Oh, maybe. I have no idea. It just struck me as like a French one or something. So 34. We'll give anything that's not a 40 or 50 in this tube. The hit button, just because these are seated. Oh, wow. Okay, so now I'm starting to feel a lot better about this tube. I don't know how searched it is for, like, errors or anything. Like I said, at some point these will all hit my scope. Mali National Flag. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to Google that. $52. $42. So a couple ones that are not what you would typically expect. Ooh, here's a nice. This one's a little better. Got a little better look to it. Probably a 40 or a 50. 58D. But a little better looking one. 40. $49. Just giving these all the naked eye look. I don't know if I'll do the scope with them tonight or not. So here's a steel. Oh, that one's seen better days. Yeah, that one I would say has a little red brown to it. This one's got a little bit of different looking toning. Kind of an interesting look. I kind of like interesting looks too. This one's pretty wore. Thought maybe that was going to be something out of the 30 or out of the earlier than a 40. There's a 39. So, like I said, we're going to use the hit button on anything that's not a 50 and 40. There's a 41. $52. 53. There's another 39. Coach, you still in here? What you been up to? Here is a good looking. We'll do the back first. This is definitely going to be red brown. That's kind of nice. 58. I was hoping for older, but still a decent one. $40. That's an S. I don't know penny key dates very well, so. But 40S is kind of cool. I should pull up. Let me get my coin book site up. $40S. Let's look at $40S just for kicks. $112 million. 42. If 52S. Well, since I've got it up, let's spin it down to 52S. 137. So San Francisco was mitting them hard. 49, Denver. Couple more left here. 35D. a look quick. That one's a little lower, 47 million. So that's a little bit lower mintage one. 44D. Still sharp with definition there. It's a little light. The wheat stalks are a little worn on that, on the back side. 46. 52. 56. Looks like about 6 left. 25. There we go. Let's give that the hit. She's... She looks pretty worn. 25. $139 million. 54S. A 29 with some green on it. Some corrosion on the old 29 Philly. 29 Philly 185. A 36 Philly. 36 Philly. 309 million, but there is one listed as a double die obverse, but yeah, they're not in terrible shape. I mean, some of them are still holding some definition and stuff. So I don't know, Raz, what do you think? $8 worth? 2 more. 56D and a dark 54D. All right, no naked eye no naked eye errors. So I picked this up. Would I make the stop yesterday? $69 deep cam, so kind of wish the holder was in a little bit better shape, but what can you do? I'm sure this was graded, you know, probably pretty close to 2004 is probably when it was sent in and stuff. Looks like it's got a little... Is that on the coin or is that on the holder? Hard to tell. I'm saying it's on the coin almost. Yeah, because you lose it there, so some type of toning or something that started on the coin. I didn't overpay for this. I paid like $19, I think, so I eventually will probably get a better one in the collection at some point. All right, Raz, you still here? I was going to tell you I turned 50 on Thursday. 50. Okay, so I got 2 bags of stuff, Raz. We got it. I'm going to let you decide which one we're going to go through. So the coin shop has got essentially their cherry picking bins, you know, where they have coins in it. You know, I think the Buffaloes are 10 for $7, and then they have V nickels and Indian heads for 10, 11 for $10 or something like that, or I don't know. I forget the rate of them. But I've got a bag of Buffaloes, V nickels, and Indian heads, or just a straight bag of Buffaloes. Which one should we do tonight? So if you want, you can go into the shop and you can sit with that bin and cherry pick. But what I tell the guy when I go in there is, I'm like, just throw me together a pile of them. I don't cherry pick them. You know, I tell him I'll go through them after I get them. You know, so. Because I don't really care to sit there and cherry pick them, so. Raz, you tell me which bag we're going to go through, and we'll do one of those bags tonight. I think the Buffaloes only bag is like 20 coins, and then I think I got probably 30 coins in the mixed bag. Yeah, hit the old 5-0 during I was going to say during deer season, but it wasn't actually during deer season. It's a week after deer season. I still consider it deer season because we got till Wednesday yet. At least with the muzzle loader. It is a pretty decent looking 50. What did I say that was? 58 Philly. That's, sometimes the different cameras give you a little bit different look. That's not a bad one, I guess. And we got some older dates, so that was cool. We weren't just stacked with 40s and 50s like I expected it to be. Raz says the variety pack. Okay. All right. So we are going to go with this pack. This is the all buffalo one I got the other day. So save that for another night, and we will do the variety pack. So like I said, this is out of essentially the cherry pickers boxes. If you wanted to cherry pick, you could just sit there and cherry pick the boxes, but the way I do it is I tell them, hey, give me $10 worth of those, $10 worth of these, and I get what I get. And I know this variety pack was some buffaloes, some V-nickels, and some Indian heads. 36. The one thing about that, you know, they do advertise for their cherry picker bin is they will all be dated, or at least semi dated. All right, I think it's gonna be easier on the scope, but I'm guessing that's an S and a 29. Let me switch over to nickels. So 29S is only 7 million, so that's a lower mintage one there. Let's see, I'm trying to pick all the buffaloes first. A 37. Philly, that's 39 million. Or no, 79 million. Misspoke. That looks like a 35 to me. It's a double die reverse for a 35 Philly, but you're not going to get it on this. 58 million on that year, though. Let's see. I think I got 10 of each is what I did in this variety pack. So 36, straight 36, 119 million. 3.5 legs is on the Denver. 37D has the 3 legs. So we'll see if we even get any of those years. I'm going to say that's a 29 again. Yep. That would be a 29 Philly. This date or back a ways? I think this was the one before that. It was a 35. Alright, which ones have I gone through? Are we we should have a couple buffaloes left. There's a 26. Have I pulled a 26 Philly yet? 44 million on a 26. Here's another buffalo. That's another 29, almost positive. Yeah, we'll call that a 29 Philly again. Indiana 13, Ohio State 10. That's football, right? You're talking right now? There's a 35 Philly. Double die reverse possible, but I'll have to look at the cherry picker's guide to see where some of those double dies are on some of these older ones. 36 Philly. And I think that's going to end our Buffaloes. No, looks like one more. Looks like one more. 35 Philly. Are you pulling for either one of those two teams? All right, let's do some V-nickels. I'm guessing these won't be extremely old. 19 and 11. So in 1911, 1902. Very worn. And then another 1911. Uh, 1907. Pretty well circulated. 1897. Yep, 1897. 20 million on those. Really kind of gone though. And not in good shape. '08 with definite corrosion. Uh, 1912. $1906. The stars always seem to hold up pretty well, but boy, her head, you know, usually is gone. Liberty. At least on these cherry picking box ones. Nice to see Ohio State get dumped. 1905. '02. Pretty gone. And in 1905. Pretty gone. Alright, now we are down to the Indian heads. 1902. 1865. There's a cool one. That will go into my Civil War collection, even though it's not a nice looking example. $1905. '03. 1900. A little bit of rotation on it, maybe. Try to do it straight. No, not really. But 1900. 1908. 5 more. 1904. Another 1902. A 1903. None of these even close to having Liberty. 1904. And another 1900. So, but I'm all right with getting that one, even though it's really gone. But cool to get the Civil War year. I don't know. Probably won't scope these tonight. Really, there ain't a whole hell of a lot to look at on the V-nickels as far as the scope's concerned. You got any Christmas plans, Raz? You travel at all for the holidays, or you just stick to Arizona? Jeez, this here. I might even just get rid of this. I don't think $8 was bad for that wheat roll or tube. You can call it a roll, I guess. It ain't like I haven't overpaid for things before. Let's I'm gonna switch over. We're gonna do a little bit of scoping of out of the pocket change. I don't think I have a single one in the collection. Like I said, when I do a Backwoods or After Dark stream with those particular thumbnails, that's the stream, you know, that will be all over the place as far as coins and cards and comics. And I think you missed the comic haul from earlier there, Raz. Yeah, I don't think I have a single flying eagle. Just trying to get through the holidays. Yeah, you and me both. We just go to my parents. Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day we'll be home in the morning, and then afternoon on Christmas Day we'll go to my wife's parents. Yeah, you're making me think now. Do I have any flying eagle cents in my collection? I don't think I do. Not unless one comes up in the safe from my grandfather's stuff that I basically just haven't hit yet and haven't found yet, which is a possibility. Okay. So we're gonna do. Just grabbed a handful. Looks like most of them are quarters. Maybe do 2 handfuls tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But I gotta start getting through some of this. So this is just pocket change that my son either gives me or the wife pulls out of her purse. That we just send under the scope. I mean, occasionally I will look at pocket changes. I get it. Just more so from a date side. I don't really, unless like there's an error that like absolutely stands out as I'm getting it in change. Indiana one. Oh, there's a 09. 09 Denver. The log cabin one. There's some doubling on the log cabin in this area and stuff if you get a good enough example of it. We set it aside though. We'll save all 09s. Canadian. I don't know nothing about Canadian coins. $78. I don't even know what I'm looking for on that stuff half the time. And this is the Helen Keller one. I don't know if there's anything off the top of my head that strikes me as you have to look for on that. I think this plane sometimes has die chips on the very top of the wings here. There's an 83 Denver. Not really in save condition. Definitely don't need to save that. 67. 67. What games are you going to be watching tomorrow from the NFL side? I mean, I typically watch everything, but with the Packers playing at 3:25, I end up watching. Well, we've got the NFL on YouTube TV or something like that. So from all the early games, I'm guessing we'll have the split 4-screen thing going in the den. A little bit nicer looking 66. But no reason to save it. I am just hoping that my pack can pull it off tomorrow. Some of these newer 25 coins, I don't know all the look for stuff on them. Denver. Let's grab a penny. $82. And it looks coppery to me. Let's see what the scale says. Bills fan. Oh, the Patriots are on the bye, huh? Yep, that was copper. Who do the Bills play? 70S. Oh, we've got to look. If I can. That definitely strikes me as the large date. Let's do a couple more quarters. 2025. Oh, another one. Another Milburn. I think there's some die chips on the hat for this one. MTG Hillbilly, what's up, my friend? What's new in the Magic world? Still, I semi-follow it a little bit, but still been a while. Well, I can't say I haven't bought packs. Did grab some foundations the other day. So I was going to say it's been a while since I bought sealed, but I did buy those foundations the other day. The LCS had them, and I was like, well, I'll grab those for ripping at some point on a stream. I did see like the release schedule come out for it, and a bunch more universes beyond for this next year coming. And if I remember right, none of them were a big draw for me. Pulled an 80. Is that one of the better cards in the whole set, or? I know a lot of the alternate art stuff and alternate art mythics and stuff like that. It's more what you're shooting for. Badger Mole Cub. Yeah, see, I haven't really even like paid attention to Scryfall that much since I want to say I fell out of Magic, because I will still buy, but there just is definitely no current set that's keeping me really into it. Looks like the Bills get Cincy. Ooh. How's your wife feel about that one? I think Cincy now is a scary team now that Burrow's back. Well, this one's got some... Well, it's probably kind of hard to tell on the scope, but for you watching, Raz, but this one's got some different kind of looking, I'd almost call it toning, but between the toning and the fact that it seems like it's starting to become a deteriorated dye, it's probably not going to show what I'm seeing very well, but it just has a different look to it. I mean, maybe you can tell not even that close up, but a different sheen. I might just set it aside just from a cool factor. Yeah, no, I don't believe so. I think I'll be passing on the Omega Sense. I don't even know off the top of my head what they're going to run, but those are the spendy ones, correct? Next set is In Universe. Which set is that, Hillbilly? Here I'm not even on the scope screen. Yeah, Buffalo could be in some trouble if they take any more. I don't know what the record is right now off the top of my head. But yeah, if I was a Buffalo fan, well, I mean, if you're a fan of whoever you're a fan of, you don't want any L's, but Buffalo truly doesn't need any more that they shouldn't end up losing. I think our game tomorrow is going to be extremely close, is my guess. I gotta figure out, do I not have Streamlabs running? So I've noticed none of the whatchamacallit stuff is coming up. None of the timer stuff is coming up. Yeah, I heard Stackbowers are auctioning them. I did hear that part of it. Oh, it says inactive. Why does it say inactive? Anybody know? Now I hit it. Let's see if that makes it active. I don't know. How to go inactive? Alright, it says active now, so we'll see. See if Streamlabs start working again now. Somebody type exclamation slots. Actually, I suppose I could do it too. I don't think it's active. Because it should have kicked in sooner than that. Well, beyond that, I don't know how to make it active. Hmm. I'm a little mind boggled on that one. I logged out and logged back in, so let's see. I guess Streamlabs took the night off. Unless somebody out there in Chatland knows, says YouTube is active. Obviously, it is not. Let me hit this. Oh, well, now all of a sudden, Streamlabs decides to show up. Hour into the stream. Great. And not that it matters. What was I looking at? At least I'm not paying for it. I don't even know if there is. Is there a paid version of Streamlabs? Hillbilly, you'd know that answer. You're still hanging out. Now try slots, Hillbilly. You should have enough points to play. I think you gotta put points, some type of points behind slots. Oh no, I don't think you do. I don't remember how this stuff works half the time. Like I said, I just turned 50 and technology is passing me by. Like, quickly. Alright, well, it seems to be working. I only have 9 coins. So I'm not playing many games. So what can I do? I think you have to put... Yeah, no, you're right. At halftime it doesn't. I think I gotta put points behind. Every time I use the L key. I don't know why slots isn't working. I don't know. It's running the commands for my timed the timed messages. Yeah, and that's coming, Raz. That's coming. I would guess at some point that is coming. You know, yeah. You don't stream for a month and then stuff doesn't work anymore for you. That's the way it goes, I'm guessing. Gamble ain't running either from the looks of it. What time is it? 10:50. I've been on for what? Yeah, only an hour and a half, so. A couple more quarters, and then I'm going to open up a mail day package that's been sitting on my desk since probably for more than a month and a half. I'm guessing my daughter's home because the heat's blowing like crazy down here. I'm going to try something here. So things are attached anyways. They're just... Seems like the... Some of the commands aren't running. Which, if it goes the way it usually does, they'll all work next time. And I won't know why. Two hours is the rule, yeah. It's kind of what I've been holding to. Of course, we've had some of those marathon ones, too. The only streams that really don't go at least 2 hours are the ones that I do like in the earlier morning hours where it's truly a stream of hunting some rolls. Those typically go about an hour and a half or so. If I hunt the same number of rolls every time. One more quarter. Yeah, this got me through some of my pocket change box. There ain't really nothing to look for on this. I don't know if there's supposed to be a space there or not, so I'm trying it different ways. Well, it seems like everything else is running because I've now gone from 9 to 15, so. Alright, let's do a mail day. I think this is from no, this is not from Whatnot. This I think is an eBay buy. Yeah, it says eBay right up there. So, but I don't know if this is a coin. It says open carefully, no sharp objects. Is this a coin or a card that I bought? Man, I really do not remember. What is this? And why would I have bought it? What is this in? So, it looks like it's a mint set. Okay. All right. It's a 99 mint set. Obviously, I bought it because it has Susan B. Anthony in it. Or it was the Susan B. Anthony mint set for 99. Okay. It's got the little P coin in it. So now I know. Well, I just don't remember ordering it. I know why I'm ordering them, though, because I'm going to start attempting to send in some of these circulated coins for higher grades. So I think this was probably a buy to see if I could get one worth grading. This Denver looks pretty good. Anyways, that's that. Yes, Raz. The division is scary this year, and you know, I'm one of those guys that my brother's a big Bears fan, and I'm like, I'm not buying into the fact that they're as good as their record says they are. You know, I just think Caleb's going to Caleb at some point. And I'm hoping it's tomorrow. With any luck. I'm gonna try this command once. Because that is a custom command. Oh, you know what? I bet you I can't do this command. Alright, that command costs 100. So that's why I can't do that command. Maybe the slots game costs a certain amount and stuff. Slot says minimum 10. Alright, well, that's starting to make sense to me now. Maybe I'm starting to refigure out Streamlabs. Let's see. There you go. So you have to have enough coins to do it. So as usual, everything was working the way it's supposed to, and I just don't know what I'm doing. Lions did look good against Dallas. I will admit that. I don't know what their schedule is coming up, but I mean they're on the outside looking in right now, I think. I do believe they are kind of on the outside looking in. I think Dallas ain't making the playoffs. Dallas is another one of those teams that I think is like in that Bears area where, you know, they're just not as good as they've looked. And that's goofy to say, you know, because usually people are what, you know, and teams are what they are by this point in the season. But, you know, more so with the Bears than Dallas, though. I mean, if we get shellacked by the Bears tomorrow, then I will give them the credit that, you know, 10-3 deserves. But I can't remember who I was listening to. It might have been Stephen A. Smith was talking about a lot of the Bears' wins this year is very close games that could have been turned on one play. You know, and some of them, you know, was it the Bears last year that, you know, were winning or were losing one score games and lost a lot of them? But this year they've won them. I might have to go get another drink if I'm going to stay on here. It says 2 people are in the room, but I'm thinking that's you and me, Raz. I don't think there's a second person on your side of the chat. Let's see. Do we have anything in the jars I should really start knocking down? 80 nickels look a little heavy. We got a handful of 80 nickels. Let's... Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty cold game. I don't know what it's supposed to be. The thing is it's like the cold game in Green Bay against the Bears doesn't matter as much as like a cold game in Green Bay against a warm weather like Miami or like, let's just say Minnesota. If, you know, granted, we play Minnesota in Minnesota at the end of the season now, so that ain't gonna matter. But it is, you know, the Bears deal with cold too, so in Chicago. And I'm guessing if you look tomorrow, I'm guessing the temperature probably isn't going to be that drastically different from what it is in Green Bay at 4 o'clock and what it is in Chicago at 4 o'clock. I mean, Chicago might be a little warmer because it's a little bit farther south, but not by much. And I don't really even know. I'd have to look at a map. I don't even know. Well, yeah, it's got to be a little bit. I'm just gonna look quick. Doesn't tell me. Chicago could be a little bit warmer, I'm guessing, but not, like I said, I don't think by a lot. You know, they're essentially just down the shore of Lake Michigan. So I'm supposed to pick up a Buffalo nickel next week here at the coin shop that I didn't get this week because his change box didn't work out for me to be able to buy it with cash and stuff. I said, hey, put it aside, I'll buy it next week. But is it a 1918? And I think he showed it to me and he's like, do you think that's an error? And it really looks like some delamination at the top of the Buffalo and stuff. So I'm gonna get it anyways. It's gonna be about a $15 coin, I'm thinking. And I'm gonna throw it in Lucky Luke's Discord and see if what the consensus is, if people think that that's a lamination error or damage. Soldier Field can be, yeah, and typically much windier than Lambeau sometimes. But sometimes it's amazing how windy Lambeau is too. All right, Raz. Do I hang on to this 88? It's not in great shape, but I mean it's got some luster yet for an 88. It's still a. Let's see what the backside looks like. Kind of goofy wear here, I'm guessing. Either that or the die wasn't great. Got messed up cents there. I don't see any die chips. Yeah, the more I'm looking at it now, the more it goes back into circulation. Even though naked eye wise, it's still a decent looking 88. Get the Packer key somewhere. Yeah, I just don't think I keep it. I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know. Do I want to? Do I not want to? Kind of nice looking though. I set it aside right now. Just, you know, if you don't put it under the scope, it naked eye wise looks pretty nice. Even under a magnifying glass, it still looks pretty good. And was it you and me, Raz, talking about like for grading, what an 8-second average? Probably, I'm guessing they use at least a magnifying glass. I should like Google that sometime as to how graders actually look at a coin when it gets sent to them. I think it was you and me. We were talking about, or you actually said that there's an 8-second average for graders. Which seems quick to me. You know, if you're going to be accurate. I mean, I'm no grader. But I'm going to start sending some stuff in and like writing down like my guess to it and stuff and see how close I get. I want to start sending Susan B's in. Boy, that's got some circulation on it. Holy smokes. Little different toning and look to that one. That's what you heard? Okay. Yeah, so it was you and me that were talking about like grading the process. Oh yeah, that's right. You did say it's mostly without a loop too. So you know, that 88 just naked eye wise, you look at it. I bet you that's, you know, low mint state. It is amazing how loops and especially microscopes bring out the flaws. Yeah, the grading does videos where he puts down his guesses and then does like an unboxing of them coming back. I don't know if I've ever seen one of his videos where he's done that yet. I think it was just not too long ago that I subscribed to him, actually. I know he's answered some of your questions on videos. I've seen that. Which I was watching one where he was doing viewer questions and he said your name and I'm like, hey, I know that dude. I talked to Rasbo. thinking, I don't know if I'm going to pull it off. I think I'm going to try to pull a hunt video or a hunt stream off tomorrow before the noon games. If I kind of get my day going early enough and stuff, and I'm going to try to pull a hunt stream off maybe 10 o'clock-ish or so, go to 11:30 or so. And really, if it ran long and ran into the noon game starts, it really wouldn't matter that much. I can pick those games up at whatever point, but I'm going to try to do it before those games start. So we'll see. And then after the next hunt, I legitimately have to go and snag more bankrolls, because I am down to probably one hunt, maybe two hunts. I got two rolls of Kennedy halves, which I never usually get rolls of Kennedy halves. I don't collect. Well, I don't want to say I don't collect them. I will put them over on my shelf if they're for some reason worth keeping, and I usually do keep them. I don't chase them, so I don't typically hunt them, but yesterday or the day before when I went to the coin shop, and he was in a pickle for change and stuff like that, so I was making him some change, and then I was going to buy something else, but he really didn't have the change to do it, and it was just a mess of things. And so he's like, well, I can sell you these two rolls of Kennedy halves, and it made it work for him on the financial side. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Give me them. I don't collect them. I don't chase them. I would never get Kennedy halves from the bank, but they were two rolls, so we'll hunt those tomorrow probably. Also cracks out and compares the grades, so he'll resubmit. How often do you make it in his shop? Looks like he's got a nice shop. How far from you is his shop? Like, drive-wise? That tube ain't gonna take many more nickels. We'll finish the 80s tonight, and then I'll call it a night, I guess. Looks like 25, 30 coins maybe. First time of the night. Usually once a stream. Surprised it took me that long to do it. You go in once a week? Okay. So you kind of do the same thing I do with my LCS. Try to get in once a week, and sometimes there's not a whole lot that I'm even going in like truly to buy. I just kind of go in and like if I don't do anything else, I do that cherry picker box. Go in and tell them, give me 10 buffaloes and this many. I'll start buying more Indian heads and stuff, and but then like that Wisconsin quarter, I'll pick up that Wisconsin quarter. $10. That's not bad. Mine's about 30. Yeah, it would take me about 30 minutes to make it to where I go. Hey, who's the Sunday night game tomorrow? Do you know off the top of your head, Raz? If it's a game I'm not interested in, I may stream Sunday or tomorrow night after our game sometime. If I have no interest in really watching the Sunday night game. Most of the time I do watch it though. But if it's like a clunker, two clunker teams, then I'd almost rather stream than spend 3 hours watching a game that don't matter for anything. Sometimes I don't know if I'm just flipping it wrong or if there's a big rotation issue on them. Usually it's just me not flipping them evenly. There's a bid board. Yeah, spot's over 58 now. My guy's got a 2-ounce silver bullet I think I gotta buy. Almost did it this week. Probably do it next week. About the size of a 308. It's kind of one of those things that are like on my list. It's like I gotta have a silver bullet. Ooh, that took some damage. That was Houston, KC. Texas has got a pretty good defense. I don't know what their records are. I don't know. Now it's kind of... That might be a watchable game. Because, you know, KC's another one that can't, you know, take another loss. I don't think KC wants to take another L. I think they're on the outside looking in too right now in the AFC, aren't they? I'm going to finish up these nickels. Now I probably am looking at 20. Probably 20 nickels. And then, Raz, if you're going to hang out till the end, you can pick the pack opening for the end of the night. So I always will try to do one pack of something if somebody doesn't force a football pack opening with their coins. Yeah. That's exactly what I think of too when I say silver bullet. There ain't really anything in this jar of 80s this time around. Other than that one nice 88. Not a die crack or die chip. Of course, I find more of the die chips in the 2018 area of nickels. Like 2018 Philly specifically, I've found at least a couple that have the Beehive Monticello die chip. Yeah, KC is about done. I do agree with that assessment. Which is surprising. You just, it makes you wonder, how a team goes from, one spectrum to the other in just 2 seasons, one season to the next. Because it's like, if a team doesn't really change a lot of players and don't lose a lot of veterans, does the chemistry change that much? That next year, between the guys that were there the year before and went 13-4 or whatever they, do. Because I don't think KC, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall KC like losing anybody that you're like, oh my, that's really going to make a difference. I mean, I don't know if they changed coordinators or anything, but you got Andy Reid still. this point in the night, I start to speed up my check of coins, especially ones that look like they've gone through the ringer. I've decided I am keeping that 88. It's in good enough shape to keep. It's probably never a send-in coin, but it will go in my 1980s pretty nice to really nice nickels tube. Yeah, some of these are just atrocious. On average, I see better 70. A handful of 70s better. I wonder if the 80s were like, in a sense, low quality coins. 5 left. Yeah, you're right. Chiefs, I do recall them talking about their turnovers. And then on the other side of that, we're playing the Bears that are plus 17. I'm almost going into the game expecting to turn it over once. Now, whether it's a fumble or Love throwing an interception, be anybody's guess there. But I think we can get one ourselves too, so. And I've heard several of the analytical guys say that, whoever wins the turnover differential will probably win that game. See if I got any top loaders for cards. If we hit something good. Alright, there's the 80s. Cleaned out the 80s jar. So kept this one 1988. I think it was an 88, wasn't it? Yeah, 88. It almost has like, like proof sheen to it, but it's not a proof. It's just an 88 that didn't see a whole lot of circulation over the years. All right, Raz. Here's we hit 2 hours. We're at 2:18. So we're gonna do the end of the stream pack opening. I gotta make sure I got at least a couple. I gotta grab a couple more top loaders. I think these are those regular sized. No, those are bigger. I don't know why I have them. Here's standard. Standard. All right, you hear Raz? I'm going to lay out the options. So we have a 2024 Select 15 cards. This is the holiday special Donruss 5 cards per pack. Come on, focus. Focus. That's probably too shiny. That's why it's not focusing. There you go. I'm guessing you probably won't call for it, but there's a Foundations Magic card pack. AWE and a AWE Allure. I'm kind of guessing you won't call for those, but and we have an Absolute for 8 cards and a Mosaic for 6 cards. So your call, Raz. See if we can hit a Packer to end the night. In the wrestling cards, I just usually go for the ladies. Ladies are always hits, depending on who it is. Like Charlotte Flair. Some of the other ones. Typically don't really open packs. I mean, the boy in me might sit and open 1 or 2 during the football games on Sunday, but typically I don't open packs unless it's on a stream. The frame rates has been good tonight. It says I've dropped 20 frames, which is actually 0.0% of them. So must have had a stable stream. Mosaic. I was gonna almost guess you'd go with Mosaic just because, other than Donruss, well, Select is kind of a better set too. But Mosaic is usually, they got some pretty nice cards and some pretty good hits usually. All right, so Mosaic 2025, so that's this year's. I don't know what you're looking for. I got the box. Purple Scope Parallel is what you are looking for as far as the parallels are concerned. Oh, there you go. Right off the rip. And I didn't lock the screen in, so we'll redo it. But right off the rip, get the 2025 draft.
Go, Pack, go!
It's the regular card, I'm sure, but that's card of the pack probably for me. Oh my goodness. 2 for 2. Savion Williams rookie, and that's a, both me and the boy, we like Williams. We think he's gonna be good. Somebody was, can't remember who it was, but somebody was calling him like comparison to like Deebo Samuel with his size. And a retro Chuck Foreman. I think that might be a prism. I'm guessing that's a prism. Here's a sideways. Yeah. It says prism right there, so that's like a silver prism or something. Viking fan would maybe like that. Josh Hines Allen. Doesn't really ring a bell to me, I guess. Well, it's a big rookie. Big rookie card. If you're a Giants fan. Abdul Carter. Probably, I don't know the Mosaic stuff. I'm guessing he has a different card too. Like an action card. This is probably a portrait parallel or something. So, and a Trey McBride. So, definitely hits on the craft and the Savion Williams to the PC. Good pack pick, Raz. She had great Stacy Keebler. I don't know if she is or not. I don't think so. Because, I mean, I think she was wrestling back when I was younger. I don't know how far back Keebler goes. I don't think she's still wrestling. Probably the card of the pack for me. Probably the best card of the pack if you're not talking about who's your favorite players and teams, is probably this Abdul Carter. You know, that'll probably throw up on the whatnot listings for $2 or something like that. Giants fan will want that. So, all right, I think I'm gonna call it a night. Or these. That's the thing with these mosaics. They do shine. I really wish we wouldn't have lost craft. I mean, that's. I think it's making a difference. Although the one thing I will say, we'll see if it pans out tomorrow, is the fact that we're getting Reed back. We got Watson. It's really kind of the first time that the wide receiver core is going to be all together and playing. So that may make a difference. And Reed's a game changer, in my opinion. All right, what are we at? 2.5 hours. We did the 2-hour requirement there, Raz. Kick one of those lights down that make everything real bright. I have that light on though because like when I'm on this screen, well, I mean maybe I don't need that light. I always thought that light was a big difference. Yeah, I guess 6 of one, half a dozen of the other on that light. But I am going to call it a stream. Got some coin stuff done. Got ripped into a pack of mosaic. 2 packer hits tonight. That's awesome. Who was here besides Raz? MTG Hillbilly. It was you two guys. Thanks for hanging out. As always. I do enjoy, even though the streams are quiet as far as like chatters and stuff, I do enjoy hanging out. I'll, like I said, maybe a morning stream tomorrow before the games, and maybe one in the evening. Although I kind of want to watch that KC game just to see if they are going to just absolutely tank out of the season. So I'll try to do the morning one because it's been a long time since I've actually done an actual hunt stream. You know, a 6 or 8 bankroll hunt. We'll try to pull that off tomorrow, sometime mid to late morning before the football starts. Raz, you gotta. I mean, you're walking away with the hours in stream. I can tell you that. You have to be. Let's. I was gonna tell you. Type exclamation mark. Exclamation mark top hours to see where you're at. Like I said, I think you're blowing everybody else away. I mean, it's been you and me solo for the last 2 or 3 streams, I think. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to do every stream is I wanted to go into the silver collection, which is all the coins that are silver of mine that essentially came from my grandfather's collection. I'm going to pull one coin out, see what it is, because they eventually all need to get flipped, and they're just in a box loose, so I'm going to go in. I'm just going to pull something. All right. Let's see what it is. An 18. This one I actually have in a capsule, so it's an 1882. What is that? That's an S. So an 1882 S. Funny thing is I said I want to flip all these, and I don't think I have flips for Morgans. I think this is going to be a thing. So I'm going to grab another one that's not a Morgan. And that one I grabbed, it was a Canadian silver, so that ain't going to count. And, all right. 68 Kennedy. Turn the scope back on quick. See if there's anything worth looking at. Nothing really stands out. What's the book got on them? Yeah, it's pretty up there. I don't really deal that much in, like I said, I don't deal that much in silver for the most part, so half the time I'm not up on it myself. Especially from the face side of it. Let's see, 68. Is there anything to look for in a 68 Kennedy? Strike It Rich says no. I don't know if my cherry pickers have Kennedys in them. That's nickel. I don't think this has Kennedys in it. Nope. So straight up just a 68. Not in great shape or anything, so we'll call that that. All right, Raz. 40%er. I know there's some 90%ers in that box, so it's just a matter of grabbing it when it happens. I will talk to you maybe tomorrow. I mean, if you actually jump in the stream too, so. But if not, whenever the next time you make it in. Thanks for hanging out. It was another fun night of just doing things. Like I said, when you see the After Dark in the Backwoods thumbnail, then which is usually like something in the backwoods, or it's one of the lady vampires or ghosts or something like that. It means the stream could be all over the place. Like I said, I think you missed the comic book haul from the start. But when you see the coin specific thumbnails, then we're just kind of staying on coins, and I mean we'll do cards too at some point during those streams, but you won't see comics or like the pins from earlier and stuff on the coin thumbnail streams. Those will only be happening in the After Dark streams. Try to keep a little bit of organization to my channel, which is really all over the place, because besides the streams, you got all the out at the shack stuff and out at the cabin and the hunting, and that stuff will happen. Those videos will slowly be added all year long, whenever I'm doing something out there that's worth taking some time to video and stuff. Like hunting's going to get pretty slow here now. I'm thinking I'm going to take Tuesday, possibly Wednesday off and muzzleload hunt. So there might be something coming out during the week, towards the weekend, of if I get a chance to actually do any videoing, if I do hunt those 2 days. So, but thanks for hanging out, Raz. Appreciate it. We will talk to you later. I am going to, as I usually do, just for kicks, just to put a bow on things, run the After Dark outro that I actually have made for the stream. So talk to you later, Raz. Take it easy. Good luck on the games tomorrow with whoever you're pulling for, and we will talk to you soon.
Oh, you better know what you're getting into. Down